for the record now, let's just get it straight. Looking back at 2019, obviously it was a period of unrest and Hong Kong has seen better years as well. Looking back, what now, in your view, was the biggest challenge for the financial services industry?
For us, actually, financial services itself, actually, we were doing pretty good. Both the banking and the securities and insurance sector. And for IPO, of course, we were #1 last year in the world.
Right.
But if you look at the economy in general, then of course we saw a contraction in the economy. So the whole year we're looking at a kind of a contraction of 1.3%, roughly. And the other thing is actually the impact on tourist arrival, consumption, domestic consumption. And the general sentiment was kind of disrupted in the last half of the year.
Did you see any of the banks move staff outside Hong Kong because of what's happened, or temporarily maybe not coming here because of what's been happening?
Well, for bank staff, I think in general they have been pretty stable. There are odd cases due to family considerations and whatever, but we didn't see any sort of large outflow. Yeah.
Reputational damage, has there been one that's sustained, or do you think things snap back when things improve?
I think so far manageable, because actually we still see a lot of inquiries with us, like on the IPO, for example.
Right.
And also for the asset management industry, and also our cooperation with the Greater Bay Area is attracting a lot of inquiries in Hong Kong.
Well, since you brought it up, IPOs, you mentioned it last year, of course, very, very big one. You had AB InBev, of course. You had Alibaba coming to Hong Kong. Any big names that you're talking to for this year?
Well, there are quite a few.
Can you tell us which ones?
Well, I'm afraid that can't be disclosed until...
Okay.
Right. But then generally...
Chinese companies, right? Mainland Chinese companies?
Mainland companies, mainly, yeah.
Okay.
So far.
Why are they looking to relist back in Hong Kong? I mean, that was a debate on the reasons and catalysts why we're seeing a lot of these big names come back.
You see, several considerations. The first one is when they're listed in the U.S., the access by mainland investors is not as sort of easy, you
right.
can say. And then for them, they're familiar with Hong Kong, and we have the Stock Connect, Shenzhen and also Shanghai.
Right.
So that provides a very convenient access channel. And because the capital outflow, like from mainland China to Hong Kong,
right.
in a Stock Connect context, they are well managed and contained within the quota and so forth.
Since you brought it up, a lot of people have been wondering what happened to Primary Connect and ETF Connect. Do we have an update on that?
Well, for ETF, that's something ongoing. We are discussing with the authorities in mainland China.
Okay.
There should be room for actually to find something which will be mutually acceptable. Now, for Primary Connect, because the original Stock Connect, it was envisaged for only the secondary listing. That is for not secondary listing, but for those already listed
right.
Enterprises. So for Primary Connect, there is something that we need to work on.
Which do you think comes first?
I would think ETF.
Is that this year?
I would hope so. Yeah.
Hopefully.
One form or another.
Okay, in one form or another. ETF and then primary as well. Okay, in terms of the Macau Stock Exchange, and you mentioned Greater Bay as well, is that something that Hong Kong should lose sleep over?
Well, I won't lose sleep over because actually Macau is part of the Greater Bay Area.
Right.
And so we are going to actually operate and complement each other. So I'm not particularly concerned.
Okay, now, just back to the economy as well. I mean, a lot of people watching right now, I personally as well, I got my tax bill quite late. And I'm sure many people out there as well. Is that going to affect the government's cash flow?
Well, there will be some impact on our cash flow, mainly because we had tax concessions approved late last year. And so the tax bills had to go out only after tax concessions agreed by the Legislative Council. But then the cash flow, the chunky payments will all still be collected in the first quarter of this year. So still be within the financial year 2019 to 2020.
Right.
So by and large, we are okay.
Okay, final question. I was walking around here. There's a lot of fintech booths, and obviously Hong Kong is trying to pitch itself as a center for that as well. Give us something to look forward to. What is Hong Kong's pitch to the world?
For Hong Kong, we have, we have the two clusters on artificial intelligence and also one on biotech. That's in the science park. But then at the cyberport, we are now upping our investments in the cyberport, and there will be more funding. We hope to see more funding and co-funding, and we have an innovation technology venture fund, which actually goes matching. So we're looking at funding. We're also looking at collaboration with Shenzhen on INT, innovation and
Right.
technology. Yeah.